Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Kat. For today's video, I will be doing yet another book haul. This is nothing new for me. I tend to impulsively buy and I just buy without repercussions, so I become a little careless. I don't really remember what months I purchased these books, but I think it starts off in April. So I've been accumulating these books since April. Let's get into it. Starting with Watch Me by Tahira Mafi. So this is the spin-off series to the Shatter Me series. Pink and gold is like one of my favorite combinations. This is the type of book that would capture my eye anyway. I need to still start the Shatter Me series, so hopefully that happens sometime in the foreseeable future. And then I have A Drop of Corruption by Robert Jackson Bennett. So this is a sequel to The Tainted Cup, which I read earlier this year. I did like The Tainted Cup. I did enjoy the mystery, did enjoy our characters Anna and Din, who have this like Sherlock Watson dynamic. Definitely looking forward to the second book, which I've heard from people that is better than the first book. We have the Diviner series by Libba Bray. So we have the Diviners, Lair of Dreams, Before the Devil Breaks You, and The King of Crows. The Diviner series is a young adult mystery series, I believe. It used to be very popular. I don't hear about it as much, but I've heard that people did enjoy the series. It's supposed to be like kind of spooky and creepy, which I enjoy a lot. I love like spooky, creepy vibes. It took forever for me to get these books. I dealt with two separate scammers. It was the second and fourth book of the series that I literally got scammed out of. Almost. I got my refunds, but it took forever to just get these books delivered to my doorstep. I definitely will read the series because of all the hassle I had to go through just to acquire all these books. Then I have The Ballad of Sword and Wine, and I am going to butcher the author and the illustrator's names. So I'm just going to show it on screen, and I don't want to butcher anyone's names. This is the first book, or first volume. This is the second one, third one, and fourth one. I don't know anything about this series. It's very new. And I've never read Chinese novels depicting romance between two men, so this is completely new territory for me, but I've heard such good things. I've heard that if you liked Captive Prince, you're going to enjoy this series way more because the politics and these characters are super, super intriguing. I did enjoy Captive Prince trilogy, and then when I saw this and I heard that it's like way better than Captive Prince, I became really curious. Not only that, but I would love to expand my horizons and try books from different areas around the world. So this being my first like Chinese novel is very exciting. This art is absolutely gorgeous. Like this is probably one of the most beautiful art and book covers that I have ever seen. And here's like the interior, this gorgeous map. The interior artwork is all glossy, so it has all this like glossy pages. I did hear that when you first start, you're gonna get really confused and you're gonna get really lost. And a lot of readers actually kept like a notepad and pen with them so they can keep track of all the names and the characters, the settings and all that stuff. So if that's what I have to do, that's what I have to do. Then I was gifted the Dance of Thieves duology by my wonderful boyfriend. I heard it's like a fantasy series, I believe. There's like a romance plot in here. I don't hear a lot of things about it in general. Like I haven't really seen a lot of people pick up these books on booktube, so definitely excited to kind of dive into this without knowing much. I have Red Rising by Pierce Brown. I first heard about Red Rising back in 2016. So when I was like way younger, I never really got into it or wanted to read it initially because I hear it's like a sci-fi, and I wasn't really into sci-fi back then, but now that I've had a little bit of experience with sci-fi, I don't mind it as much. You either like it or you don't like it, and I am curious to see where I fall. I have heard generally really good things about it, and I hear the last book is supposedly coming out next year. I definitely want to see what the hype is about. Why are people like crazy about Red Rising? And then I have a book that I am really excited about, and that is Dungeon Crawler Carl by Matt Dinniman. This is book one. I wanted to buy all the books, but I only bought the first book because these are expensive books. But that's okay, I'll accumulate them as I go. People have such a fun time while reading this. Like it's so unserious, and you're just on this adventure, and it's pure comedy, and I love books like that where I'm laughing out loud. The premise of this book reminds me so much of an anime I watched recently called Solo Leveling, and I really enjoyed that show, so it seems so similar. I believe this is like a lit RPG book, and so the character is kind of like in a video game setting. I never read a book like that before, so this is going to be be new. Then I have another book that I'm pretty excited about, and that is Don't Let the Forest In by C.G. Drews. This story follows Andrew and Thomas. Andrew writes stories that have monsters in them for Thomas. Thomas's abusive parents have mysteriously disappeared, and Thomas comes to school with like blood on him, and Andrew is like, what the hell's going on? So one night Andrew follows Thomas to this like remote forest, and that's where he discovers that all the monsters Andrew has been writing about have come true. This has like a bit of like a fantasy and a bit horror elements to it. Definitely excited to see where this goes. It just sounds like a really interesting premise. I'm hoping to dive into the story soon. That's all I have for this haul. Let me know if you read any of these books before, and let me know what your thoughts are on those. I am excited for this haul. Like, I feel like I have some pretty good books to look forward to. Again, take care of yourself. You matter, you are important, and you should care for yourself every single day. The state of the world is in chaos right now, but the most we can do sometimes is just take care of ourselves so we can exist to the best of our abilities. So please take care of yourself and take care of your loved ones, and I'll see you next time.